Yeah, we can talk about that. So you just take the view that moral intuitions are good evidence for like something, unless there's like anything otherwise. Is there any sort of like empirical work that show that intuitions are accurate or they map onto reality or the truth of the
Intuitions,
matter?
yeah, the empirical work would just be like the intuitions. They're the similar kind of intuitions as the ones we have about like truths, like logical truths. We have
Why?
the same about like two plus two equals four, one plus one
And
equals
yeah, and
two.
then you get that immediate intellectually, like assuming that that's true. But then, why do you think those type of like intellectuals, or why do you think those type of intuitions are any different from ones we have about things like, for example, sports, where like see Messi play, and I'm like, oh yeah, I get some in the like immediate intellectual seeming that oh yeah, this guy's
Yeah,
the
but
best
that's
player
not
of
an
all time.
intellectual seeming, though. That's a case of personal bias, right? That's a case
Why?
of, let's say, yeah, like I have like some preference towards a certain character
Yeah,
or
what do you
something
think
like.
intuitions are then?
You said what?
What do you think
Okay,
intuitions are?
intellect. Okay, yeah, intuition would just be like some subconscious response, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so
When
do you
I
not think that
like,
like what's it called?
hold on.
Me having a subconscious response towards like Messi playing, and then
No,
it
there's a communication
con-
there. I was about to explain, right? Okay,
mm-hmm.
so yeah, I understand both of them are they are intuitions, but the
Yes.
problem is one is an intellectual seeming where you get an immediate response, like some a priori truth that this thing is true or whatever, and the other is a case of personal bias. There's no like,
Do you
okay,
not think?
the
Wait. So
other like we
you
can.
think our moral intuitions are like a priori, so we don't need any like empirical basis to actually like have these seemings, right?
I mean, I would say that like with some of them, like with rate being wrong or whatever, I think the only it could be no, it would be a priori. Yeah, it doesn't mean that we don't need anything. Oh, sorry, it doesn't mean that we don't come across any like empirical basis or and we don't base it off of empirical basis usually. But just to come to the truth, most people would just say, yeah, it's trivial to them that rape is wrong or
Yeah,
something like
why
that,
is
right?
that? Okay, do you have any empirical work showing that our intuitions are that it's like wrong mind independently, or do we just
Right.
have intuitions
What's
that it's
the
wrong?
argument? Yeah, hold on. But the argument is basically they are a priori in the same way as mathematical and logical truths. Mathematical truths are like
I don't know. Yeah,
they're
I don't know what you mean when you say like we have these like a priori intuitions about like for example murder being wrong.
we can reach the truth of them without any experience. That's what I mean.
We can reach the truth of them. When you say truth, do you mean something that's like stands independent?
That's like that is a conclusion that I'm gonna infer from the argument, but that's not like said
Yeah,
in the first place, right?
yeah.
Like I
So
just know
yeah, I
that.
just don't have those type of intuitions. So like when you tell me that, oh well, what's it called? Our more intuitions are the same type of ones that we have whenever we're reaching
Okay, so
mathematical
yeah,
truths.
you're just saying the
I'm
you're
even
just saying
wait. The
the
first thing is like when I'm unsure as to whether or not mathematical truths even exist. But like I'm pretty sure there's like strong arguments for either side. But two, the other thing is I don't know when you say that like we have similar moral intuitions which are similar. Do you have any sort of like empirical work like describing our moral intuitions, or is it just something that you've come to based off of
Yeah,
like
no,
statements
okay.
about your own?
So the intuition there, right? Okay, the intuition there. It doesn't have to be structured in a way that I'm intuiting that it stands independently true that rape is wrong. Like all it has to be is I guess interpreting that what's the name? Like rape is wrong a priori. It doesn't like the intuition doesn't have to have this like stance independent factor in it, right? Like so
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
have to
that's how.
anything.
Yeah, I don't think that's how people's moral intuitions
No,
are.
Shinra, dude, let me finish, right? Okay, dude. So, yeah, it doesn't have to have that factor because the analogous factor that I'm using for, the argument is just the fact that it's an a priori truth. For the mathematical thing, we could go over that in a second. But, yeah,
Yeah,
like it
no,
doesn't have to
I'm
be,
just
like, we
what's it
can even
called?
include it.
Yeah, so one I'm like unsure if the mathematical truth analogy is like good evidence, especially when I don't even know if like there are mathematical truths. I haven't
So we
looked
could
into
go
it,
with that
so
now.
yeah. But the second thing is when you say that we just like our intuitions seem to appear to us a priori that this thing is wrong. Yeah, I just don't know if like there's any evidence for that. Do you have any actual
Okay, so
evidence? Yeah.
I'll just say that like me or let's say Senju, it's just like commonly used more language. Let me
What?
see.
Wait, it's commonly used
Yeah,
what?
like okay, it just asked me. Yeah, okay, so I just have this like a priori intuition, right? that without any introspection I can say, oh yeah, rape is wrong.
Yeah,
Like if
no,
you,
I don't think so. I don't even think there's any evidence for that. Like, I mean, you can
I
tell
just
me,
say like it's
okay,
the way I use more language. It
the
doesn't
way
have to be
you
how
use it,
more language works.
well, okay, so you think that the way you use it and not to like, so if everyone else used more language completely different to you, then
Yeah, then I
you,
would have an absurd way. Sorry, then I would have like some absurd position. But then the burden is
yeah.
basically on you to prove that mine
So
is
do
like
you think that like
idiosyncratic.
yeah? So I'm confused. Do you think that like just simply appealing to your own like or what's it called? Simply appealing to your own like usage of intuitions is good evidence, especially when people have intuitions on the
Yeah,
contrary.
okay. I mean, no, okay, wait, hold on. To be clear, it's good evidence when the object of the claim is literally the way I use more language.
Yeah.
Obviously, it might not be, hold on, shut up. No,
Hmm.
obviously, it might not be good evidence if I'm making a claim about how, like, the common folk use more language, maybe, but I'm not doing that, right? What I'm basically
Hmm.
saying is the way I use more language, these
I
things seem like a priori
Yeah,
truths,
no,
and,
I don't
they
understand
seem
how
to
that's
map on.
like. I don't understand how that's like an interesting point of discourse. Like you could
Oh,
obviously say that, like, wait, chill. It's like you could obviously say that, oh yeah, well, if I have this intuition to like, oh, I have this certain intuition, and the intuition is like not a priori at all. But then for the sake of the debate, I just say, oh yeah, I have this a priori intuition, which concludes to X, da 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 da. This good evidence for X and Y, blah 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 blah. Of course, I can like obviously lie about my intentions and then use that as a basis towards an argument. But typically, a more realistic don't to actually appeal to how the common folk and philosophers use moral talk. And it doesn't seem as if there's any good evidence that like these a priori
wait,
intuitions
wait,
like
hold on,
are shared by
sure.
either of them.
Let me just okay. No, there are two things, right? Okay. Firstly, no, I don't think. Okay, literally, the only reason I'm doing this is I don't want to like go do the work of like literally asking everyone, is rape obviously wrong or whatever. But sure, I can maybe go down the VC and still do that.
Yeah,
But
no,
like, there's
I
no
don't
denying.
think
Hold on.
what's it called. Yeah, no, I'm confused. I don't think like simply just appealing to people in this call is like also good
Yeah,
evidence of your claim either.
bro, let me finish, dude. Like you said so many things. So, firstly, yeah, the philosopher thing. I'm pretty sure I could. Okay, there's literally a poll that multiple people appeal to, right? Like, I don't know if I'd have to get it, but it's literally just saying how majority of philosophers or whatever the fuck are moral realists. So they literally
All
have the
right.
same religious intuitions or
How
whatever.
recent is the
Uh,
poll?
you said what?
How recent is the poll? Please don't tell me it's over like 3 years ago, dude.
I have no idea what it is, but I mean, it could be 3 years ago. It could be however many years
Yeah.
ago. If it's still like a substantive amount, then I'll just say. And also, there are other things that you said. Actually,
Uh,
yeah. How's it interesting? There are multiple points of contention. Even if this is how I use more language, whether this like intuition is still good evidence or whatever the fuck, right? So this it's still like no,
yeah.
like me
No.
just define intuitions in a
Um.
certain way. Not
Yeah.
make
So
make.
one. Okay. I don't want to get too technical and start talking about like mathematical realism, but one when you say that like there's polling again, if the polling's like over 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, then I don't really care. I don't see how that'd be representative of how
Sure.
people actually use it for one. And then two, the
What
second
was
thing,
more
the second thing is what's it called? Upon introspection about my own intuitions, it seems as if whenever I have an intuition to that, for example, murder is wrong, that just means like at least how from how I'm using it, it seems as if that what's it called? That all that means to me is oh yeah, I have a strong preference against this thing. Whether it be due to some form of like evolutionary thing, etc. etc.
Okay,
So again,
okay.
even if we're chill chill chill, so that
Hold
would
on,
be
can you stop
evidence.
there?
Look, wait,
Hold
chill.
on. Chinner, can you stop there?
Wait,
Okay, yeah, the
I
two
just want
things.
to finish the sentence first. But look, I think that would be
Right.
evidence that my at least from my point
Uh-huh.
of view that my intuitions align with subjectivism for one,
Okay,
and then two,
okay.
wait, two, and then two. I don't know how the what's it called the a priori thing can also just be underdetermined by evolution.
Okay, yeah, the evolution point, we can literally just talk about it later. So I want to focus on these 2 points, right? Okay, so yeah, you said the poll is old. If there's no reason to believe, you could give me some reason. Yeah, there's no reason to believe that there are like moral intuitions about these really fundamental moral claims, like oh, rape is wrong and shit like that. If there's no reason to believe that that changed, then this poll can still be good evidence, right?
No,
Like it's still going to be expected under my hypothesis that this poll holds or whatever, right? So this poll holding would actually raise the credence. But for the second thing you said, actually, yeah, that intuition, right? You laid it out. That intuition is just a preference or whatever. That's compatible with my thesis because all my thesis needs is not for you to have like a realist intuition. You just need to have an a priori like truth about like sorry. You just need to have like some a priori access to this intuition. So if you a priori access this like preference, that is completely compatible with what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing is one, I'm going to like I just gonna ask this for clarification. What type of realist are you?
What type of realist? That could be shit. Naturalist.
A naturalist, yeah. And okay, so you understand that there's almost like there's wide varieties of discourse even between more realists themselves, and they also have like different ways of accounting like our more phenomena. So like when you specifically say that, oh yeah, there's a variety of people who have like who agree with more realism, they may agree to completely different
Mm-hmm.
types of realism than you. So for example, like the vast majority of people who call themselves more realist could be something like minimal realists, right? Who hold that like most statements aren't made true by anything, which would obviously be contradictory to your thesis. So the fact that like you could say that, oh yeah, well there's all of this polling which leads towards my conclusion that now more
Wait, the
naturalism
vast
is true. Wait,
majority of
can I
okay,
finish? Can I
the
finish? Can I
minimum
finish?
realist
Choo choo
thing.
choo. Can I finish? But look, like you can what's it called? You can have this polling that says like more realism is true. Even if I grant that it's valid and I grant that like what's it called, it's still accurate, I can grant it and still it wouldn't lead to the conclusion that naturalism is true. Because again, it also just shows that there's still vast arrays of disagreement under like even a realist thesis for one. Then two, you said that there's like I need to show you whether or not there's a vast level of a shift in between what's it called? I think it's like these baseline moral intuitions that rape is wrong or something. We don't need to have a drastic shift for me to say that like the polling will still be invalid. So for example, we could go from like generally agreeing that oh yeah, moral realism is true via like intuitionist reasons, and then we can just shift to actually questioning our intuitions and questioning whether or not like they actually map onto some external reality, and then boom, quite literally it doesn't actually like I don't know, it wouldn't actually really support your position. So I don't think I need to give you evidence as to why the polling is still valid, especially when you're the one using polling for evidence.
All right.
And three, the mathematical
Okay.
facts thing. That's the main thing I actually
I thought
remember to
we
talk
all
about.
said we should.
Do you
Why
guys
is
mind stop?
why is
Wait,
like
wait, wait. You guys need to stop talking now. You guys need to stop talking. King has arrived. All right.
anyways
Guys, will not speak till I give you permission to speak. Now speak.
He really interrupt.
So wait, Shinra, I never
wait
brought up anything
wait anyways
mathematical.
the other no the other thing is like you compared the intuitions we have about like mathematical facts to what's it called
What?
mathematical facts to the a priori intuitions that we have. I mean the distinction there I should just say is like one, at least from what I know, mathematical truths aren't made true by anything external to them, whereas like a naturalist would want to say that moral judgments are made true by some form of natural fact. So I don't know how us having like actual intuitions towards natural facts or and these natural or no these truths about like moral facts, I should tell moral
Okay.
truths holding would apply to like I don't know, or the mathematical truths would apply to moral truths, I should say.
Alright, you done? Okay,
Yeah.
bet. So minimal realist, that point, right? Okay, yeah. So a lot of people. Okay, firstly, people being different kinds of realists doesn't. Well, firstly, that just means that they access like a stance independent truth, from like different like methods or whatever, right? But that's not good evidence to say that they have vastly different or like vastly differing intuitions when it comes to just interpreting moral claims. They could, and also this is not to say that all of them have realist intuitions. This is to say that all of them reach this a priori, or like there's good evidence to believe that because realism is tied with moral intuitions like pretty heavily, right? And secondly,
Wait,
just
repeat
showing
that,
the
repeat the last part.
okay, bet. So yeah, it's just like well, yeah, it's not good evidence to say that like just because multiple people are different realists or realists of a different kind that what's the name, like they're having different moral intuitions about these fundamental moral claims, because we're not even saying when we say we have the same moral intuitions, we're not saying that we think rape is objectively wrong. We're not saying that. We're saying that we have this a priori access to rape being wrong. I don't know why there would be any discourse there. So you could give me some like reason or whatever.
Yeah, no,
For
I
the
just
minimal
don't
realist,
have what's it called. Yeah, no.
hold on, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Shinra, you said 35 things, bro. Let me go over them. So yeah, so for the minimal realist thing, show me evidence. Intuition changing, position changing. Yeah. So yeah, you said that like their position could have changed or whatever. Okay, their position, something that they gain after introspection and after like rational reason or whatever the fuck, that changing is not good evidence to say that their intuitions regarding the fucking moral claims changed or whatever, right? So whenever you say their position could have changed, could have gone from like relying on intuitions to questioning them. That is not the same as saying that they have fundamentally different intuitions, and it doesn't even have to be one. So you could just give me changes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
So are you done?
wait, no. Mathematical truths. Actually, no. We could literally just go over that later. So,
Yeah. So what's it called? The first thing about we have this a priori access to what's it called, to these moral truths or these moral judgments. I assume you just mean that we're able to reach certain like conclusions about what is good and bad through introspection, right?
through introspection.
Right?
Yes, I said sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So one. I do even disagree as to that the fact that the way we're coming about to having these moral intuitions is so by means of introspection. So for example, you give me the example of rape, but like I'm just going to use murder for simplicity. Like if I say murder is wrong and I have this intuition that murder is wrong, typically isn't going to be fueled by me introspecting and being like, maybe let me look at these things about murder and like actually make this judgment about it. Typically the way I'm
That's
actually
what
going to you mean through introspection and not through any sort of like empirical basis,
That's
right?
not the kind of okay. No, it's not
When you
okay. Just me saying that it's through introspection doesn't mean that I'm like
no.
fucking.
When you say a priori, then I don't know what you mean.
Okay, yeah, by a priori, all I mean is independent of any experience, and like
Yeah.
specifically what I mean is, yeah, whenever you come in access with the statement, "Oh, rape is wrong," that seems like something that's trivially true to you, right? Like it seems like something that you don't have to conceptually categorize anything to reach the truth of, right?
Yeah,
So
no.
like it just like
Wait, so you don't like what's it called? So whenever I encounter the statement, "Oh, my murder is okay," or "murder is wrong," it seems trivially true, even if I have no experience with the thing. Da 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 da. Right?
It's hard being this. It's hard being the king.
Anyways,
It's hard.
but is that what you're trying to
It's
phrase
not.
as?
wait. So say that again, bro.
Okay, so whenever somebody says murder is right, or oh, murder is wrong, I should say, we are able to form like it just seems trivially true, and what's it called? The reason as to why I feel it seems that way is just independent of any of sort of like empirical or any sort of like experience I have with the thing, I should say.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, so I just disagree. People have these type of intuitions about morality. I think the type of intuitions people probably have about morality in the first place would just be something like there's this statement about murder, and it should be murder is like right, or murder is wrong, I should say. And the reason as to why I suddenly have all of these intuitions about whether or not murder is good or not is quite literally by virtue of either A, me having some sort of direct experience with the thing, right? So, e.g., I've been told why it's wrong due to like X and Y properties, or B, due to some like other, anyways, B, due to some like other direct experience. I don't know why would they even accept that like people form these type of conclusions about like these moral judgments immediately. But anyways, what'd you say?
Can we go with this? Yeah, pause.
Wait,
Can we
give me a
go with this
second.
like point by
Let me fix
point?
my
Like I don't
echo.
want to like say three things and you say three things, so you can just put all the three things that you wanted to address like to the side, and we could go over this point specifically.
Yeah, you're
You wanna
going.
do-
Well, okay, you're gonna have to repeat the stuff about the philosophers later, then.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I have that
Yeah.
written down. It's fine. So what I was saying was, with this thing, yeah, you said like yeah, there's a difference between experience being the cause for something and experience being the truth maker for something. When I say we reach it like a priori, or we access the truth a priori, I mean the truth maker is an experience, right? So the cause for me accessing this intuition or whatever the fuck could be experience. I could have experienced rape or whatever the fuck, or like I could have
Yeah.
like people tell me rape is wrong, but I don't know why that is going to be the truth maker for me saying like, oh, rape is trivially wrong. I also just give me like a study or something for people who actually reach the truth of rape being trivially wrong just because other people told them that.
Yeah. No. Okay. So what's it called? When you say that we have this like what's it called? When you say you have this like a priori, well, this a priori intuition that rape is wrong, I assume you just mean that like we come to the truth of it being wrong without through any direct experience. However, I don't think that's how like I don't think that's how like we form our moral judgments in the first place. I don't think our moral judgments, yeah, we may come about them through some like empirical thing or something or direct experience, but like I don't think that's how we form our moral traits, our moral like beliefs. I think the way we usually form them is either through like somebody who holds to EDAs would just say that it's through some evolutionary thing, or you could also just say that it's something is like this
Wait,
anyways,
that's
but like what's it called? What most people or most anti-realists to just cash that out as is A, you've been just particularly raised that way, right? Or B, you just have like what's it called? How do I explain this? You don't. Wait, I'm trying to think of how do I like, explain this. We come to the truth of this thing not through direct or like not through introspection. Yeah, well, it would just be like through some I don't know how to explain this. Through some like you could just be some sort of okay, anyways, but it would just be some sort of like principle that's been passed down upon you through
I
like
understand what you're
through your
saying. Yeah,
lineage,
like some
etc
lineage
etc.
thing, right? Yeah, some lineage thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not a sequitur because okay, EDA, someone being raised that way, all of these,
Yeah,
what you just categorized was the cause for an intuition. You know how you come about the intuition and what, like I don't know, let's say like what trains the intuition, but not what's like the truth maker for
yeah.
the intuition.
No,
Okay,
I
like
think that would be the truth
okay,
maker. Look, when I say
hold
look,
on.
when I say
Wait, bro.
EDAs would be the truth maker. What I mean is like, okay, if I say murder is right or murder is wrong, the thing that makes that statement true would be the fact that would be like some negative effect that it has on like someone close to me. Etc would be some like form of preference
No,
that I
no.
have. Like it could be all of
Okay,
those
wait,
things.
hold on.
Like
No. That's the truth maker. Wait,
yeah,
give me. So when I
yes,
interpret EDA, what all I mean is okay. When I interpret EDA or like some evolutionary basis or whatever, all I'm looking sorry, like all I think about is we were built this way, and that's why we can access this
yeah,
like a priori truth. So
the way I'm using
hold on,
it,
hold
look,
on.
you're asking me about what I meant. So the way I'm using it is okay. What's it called? We have this more intuition. The reason as to why we have it is because we were built this way, and the thing that makes us think it's true is because okay, the thing that makes us think it's true is because of some like or the thing that makes us think murder is wrong is true is because of the fact that it has some like negative effect on like our entire species as
Okay,
a
yeah,
whole.
no,
That would be
okay,
the truth maker
okay, it's like this, right? Okay, it's
or
really
some
odd
preference
because
thing.
okay, I could grant that I could grant some basis for moral intuition being some such way because we were built some such way, but I don't know why I would grant like okay, just give me some study or just anything that says we consider rape wrong or rape
Yeah, no,
trivially wrong just because hold on. Give me any study of like the truth maker there being what's the name like somebody
yes.
hurt someone close to us or something like
Wait,
that
so
and
wait,
other
chill. You want to be clear? You want some sort of study as to why, like, considering like or having these moral judgments. The reason as to why we consider them these way is because of our the way we're made or evolution.
wait hold on wait hold on just Shino, give me a second wait send you what okay wait was this okay are we debating or is this a discussion because
I
why
don't know
is
who
the
started recording, but
yeah like send you stop being autistic close to that bro can you save the rate send you oh my lord whatever doesn't matter so what I was saying was yeah you said what just
yeah.
repeat
Okay,
it
wait. Give me a second.
Watch your mouth, bitch.
oh like you
Anyways,
said
so the thing that makes it true, or the thing that the thing that makes us think is trivially true, you want some form of study as to why the thing that makes it like us seem is trivially true is either due to how we're raised or our evolution. Is that what you want?
yeah how we're raised or our well
Yeah, sure. Give
no
me a second.
okay not even that no that's not the study that I'm looking for I'm saying okay I'm looking for a study that says the truth maker for the claim is affecting some loved one or whatever the fuck right like the truth maker
Yeah,
for the claim because I
that's
just
why I
don't
think.
like
Yeah, that's why I think would be the things that are needed for somebody to actually hold that sort of standard. Like, so
yeah no that's
typically, if
fine
you
I think that's entailed but give me a study that proves that though
sure, okay, give me a
but
second.
I'll press the raise that way you know if you can't find it we could end the convo because I can't really continue for long
Look, all I'm going to say is like what's it called? I don't even think the empirical work is like what's it called? The empirical work is too important. I just think like an anti-realist could give an alternate account as to why we have these like more intuitions
An
and why.
anti-realist, according to this, okay, yeah, that would be true if I hadn't given like the mathematical thing, right? So maybe we could go over that, but an anti-realist would have to
No,
deny
no, 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 no. Like,
either.
okay, look, you're
The,
trying to say that our moral intuitions is the same ones as our mathematical ones or something like that, right? And
yes,
I'm trying to say, yeah, I don't
was
think
a
there's any.
distinction.
Yeah, no, no, no. Yeah, I'm trying to say that I don't think there's any good evidence of that. And the more
Okay,
like an
so
anti-realist could just account
therefore,
for intuitions under
I
like
mean,
that
the
essence.
empirical point was basically just that, right?
The
I don't know how
empirical point was
much you
just
got
to
into
like
point.
give evidence as to like some
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
like strong evidence, but I don't think
yeah.
like what's it called. I mean, we can observe this on a day-to-day basis. Like we seem to have like different
So,
foundational level truths depending on how we are raised. E.g., like if I was raised in what's it called? If I was raised in some like cannibal country, if somebody asked me, "Oh yeah, is not praying to what's it called Ologu
I
is not
understand what you're
wrong."
saying.
Like obviously that'd be
Yeah,
trivially true to them,
yeah,
but obviously that isn't like
you
wrong.
don't have to go on. Yeah, you understand what you're saying. You're just saying math is universal, is not universal, is discourse. And so, yeah. I mean, no, okay, so universality is not a problem, right? Because, like, universality is not what makes math descriptive. What makes math descriptive or what makes mathematical truths descriptive is just the fact that they directly purport to reality or whatever the
I
fuck,
don't
right?
know
Like,
what do you
what
think it would
makes
mean
you
for a mathematical truth to be true? Do you just take it to be in a correspondence sense? Do you think there's some form of like abstract
I think
entity
you could no. I think you could like get okay. I think it's fine to even give like a minimalist account of truth there, but we could still say that it
which
purports to
is
some like what the deflationist account.
oh
What
wait,
do you
okay,
mean
yeah,
the
you just think 2 + 2 = 4 is true. Okay, yeah, never mind, I got what you mean.
no,
Wait, do you
okay,
think
yeah.
do you think that like what's it called our moral judgments function the same way, where like what's it called, we just treat X moral judgment being true in a deflationist sense?
I mean, they could work in whatever. Okay, you could literally apply any theory of truth. Like you could mean whatever by truth, but that wouldn't change the fact that okay, dude. So when I say mathematical truths purport to some objective thing, I'm not saying the truth maker there like directly is some objective thing for mathematical truths. I'm saying they
Mm-hmm.
describe an objective state of affairs, right?
Yeah.
So they, yeah. So in the same way, fucking what's the name? Moral claims they could be by true there something different could be meant,
But
but they would still describe an objective state
wait,
of
I'm
affairs.
confused. Wait, how would this what's it called? How would the subjectivists just not account for this? They just say like it describes this objective. So I'm not gonna say objective, but it just describes this certain state of affairs, which is just like my mental states. Like
Okay, yeah, because cool. Okay, cool. Because intuitions, right? Okay, when we say report to something, right? We're not saying that they just like reside in the mental state or they can be described as a mental state, right? So when we're not okay, when we say mathematical
mm-hmm.
truths report to some feature of reality, we're not saying they can be described as reality, which
Obviously,
is the case for
I'm just saying, like, if you're
yeah,
trying to say
yeah, yeah.
that, wait, chill, chill, chill.
Hold on, hold on.
But like
No, let
the
me
point I'm trying
finish,
to
bro.
get at, look, the point I'm trying to get at is that if there's some form, if like you're trying to liken moral judgments or like intuitions about those to intuitions about like mathematical judgments, and you say our mathematical ones seem to come like seem to describe some objective state of reality or describe some state of affairs, where so our moral ones should too. But I'm saying like a subjectivist would also agree to that because they just say that the state of affairs being
Yeah, but
described
they're
is our
not
mental
okay.
states.
Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, but a subjectivist or literally anyone wouldn't who knows what a mental state is. They wouldn't say that an intuition describes a mental state. What they would say is it's described as a mental state. That was the like the relevance of the point, right? Because it literally
Okay.
is a mental state.
Look,
So I
of
mean,
course, yeah, no, no, no. I can agree. Our intuitions are mental states. I'm saying the intu, like what's it called? We have this like we seem to think it's trivially true that like murder is wrong, and then the truth maker of like the reason as to why we have that intuition, right, would be some form of mental states, right, and also like what's it called? This statement that murder is wrong,
wait,
right?
how does that work?
Chill, chill,
Okay,
chill.
wait,
Your
hold on,
mic
hold
is
on.
like someone's
Yeah,
mic is like killing itself. But the thing that would make the statement "murder is wrong" true. Okay, whose mic is that? But yeah,
boys.
the statement that murder is wrong, the thing that would make that true, would quite literally just be our mental state. So it'd be like our moral judgments are just descriptive of mental
I
states.
don't know how that's like, okay. Wait, we could just go into that then. Okay, so if both grant that like murder is wrong, that is literally a mental state. How is some other
No.
mental state, or even mental state, the truth maker for the statement, murder is wrong? Like, give me like
What
some
did you say?
explanation for that.
Yeah, no, okay. So
Yeah,
the
okay.
intuition that we have, look, our intuitions, every single intuition we have is like a mental state. But this intuition that we have is about another state of affairs. So like I have an intuition that like there's a rock in front of me right now. Or I have an intuition that my brain has neurons firing in it right now, which are making me think a certain thing. My intuition is about another state of affairs. So in the same way, my intuition about
That's
murder being
not.
wrong is about a
That's
certain
not.
state of affairs. Okay, anyways, but look, it's about a claim about a state of affairs, which would be our mental states.
It's about a state of affairs, which is our mental state. So,
Yes.
like, are you just saying it like describes itself or something? Like, okay,
No.
so
It's
when you say
describing a
I
separate
think this
mental
is
state.
wrong,
Is that like hard to
okay,
understand? Or
so
it's
you're saying
about a claim that's describing a separate mental state. That
no,
should
no,
say.
no, no, no. Because the issue is right. Like, okay, a subjectivist would say that like rape is okay. Obviously, anyone would grant that like a proposition. When I like reach some truth of a proposition, that's a mental state. And you're saying, and a subjectivist would say that a fucking truth maker there is the mental state or something like that, right? So you either have to say that it's some other mental state, or you're saying it is describing the same mental state that is
It's okay.
present when you're
Look,
acting the truth. So
a
which one are you saying?
subjectivist, look, a subjectivist, all they want to say is that whenever we're making moral claims, we're making claims about our mental states, right? So if I have this set intuition, and the intuition is, for example, like a murder is wrong, right? I have this intuition. This intuition is about a claim, and the claim there would be murder is wrong.
Okay,
And the truth
cool,
maker
cool,
there
cool,
would be
cool,
our mental state, or
cool.
be a separate mental
Okay, cool. I
state.
get it. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I get it, right? So I finally get what you're saying. Okay, cool. I mean, that's worse because, okay, does that draw some like symmetry break? Okay, does that draw some symmetry breaker between like a moral intuition and a mathematical intuition, which is not question begging for the subjectivist?
Okay, the distinction there, look, the distinction there is one of them. At least a subjectivist can account for the moral one by just saying, yeah, we have these like intuitions about some state of
That
affairs.
doesn't
Wait, chill.
accounting for
And
the moral doesn't give like a symmetry breaker that is not question begging for
yeah,
the
I don't know what you
subjectivist,
when
right?
you say okay. I don't know what you mean or what you want when you're asking me for a symmetry breaker. You're asking for some form of like distinction between the two of them, like
Yeah, some relevant distinction between the two of them, which would like differentiate the a priori truth that we have with moral claims and the a priori truth we have with like mathematical claims, right? So,
yeah.
and you also the symmetry breaker has to be not question begging for the subjectivist. So you can't just say, "Oh, I characterize this as this, and I characterize this as this." So there's a symmetry breaker that question begs.
Obviously that question back, but I mean, if you're asking me for like the symmetry breaker between the two of them, I mean, I don't know what else you're asking.
Hold on. I gotta do
Chill.
some. Wait, hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd be asking for except for like I mean, the trait would just be one of them describing one of them should just an intuition would be about a claim about a mental state. Whereas a mathematical one wouldn't be that. Let me think about this. Well, discarding the trait about mental state. Anyways,
Hello.
give me a second.
Uh,
Da da da. Okay. Or more intuition about a claim that mental states which and then yeah, wait, wouldn't the distinction or the relevant distinction there, would it just be one of them is proven true by something external to themselves? So like the statement murder is wrong would be proven true by something that's external to like how to explain it? It would just be something external to like itself. So it wouldn't just be like how to explain it? In one of them, the truth
I
that
understand what you're saying.
yeah,
But that
in
would
one of them,
violate
I
it
just
being
want
a
to flesh out. Look, if one of them is being proven true under a correspondence sense, it has to correspond to some state of affairs to be proven true, and the other one
Wait,
is just
which
being
one?
the moral one. It's being proven true.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that is Yeah, so I mean, this is what I was gonna say, right? Like, if you prove something true by course, like by a correspondence sense, then I just fail to see why that's like a priori in the first place, right? Because if you're saying
Why?
that, oh yeah, you have this mental state, and then you have this mental state, and you're thinking about this mental state when accessing the truth of the first one, I feel like that's just like not a priori because you're literally experiencing that other mental state in order to come to the
Yeah.
truth. So yeah, so
No, yeah,
subjective
no, yeah,
is
no. Then I have like literally, quite literally, I have no other way of actually like rationalizing whenever you say, oh yeah, we have these like set, we have this set of like more intuitions that we have, I should say. Yeah, and I just like wouldn't even be able to see how you'd even be able to claim that we have like these a priori more intuitions. I don't know.
Yes. So yeah, literally just okay. This goes back into the empirical point, but we're past that, I guess. But literally, the relevance would have just been: I get you a study. Just
Yeah, would this study
hold on,
look?
lady.
Would
I
the
get you a
study
study.
prove?
Hold
Wait,
on.
chill. Would the study
Yeah.
prove something like oh, it is trivially true that we all what's it called? It's trivially true that like murder is wrong, and then the truth maker there would be something that isn't
Yeah.
external
Like
to
it would
our
be
mind.
like it would
Because
literally
wait, chill,
just
chill, chill,
be like
because if it was under that sense, right? If I took away all of the relevant like properties of let's say some set crime like murder, right? If I took away all of the relevant properties which causes somebody to think it's wrong, do you think people would still have that same form of like intuition that like
relevant property.
yeah,
Yes.
do you think someone would still have that same form of like a prior intuition that is wrong anyway,
Yeah,
it's
but
still
like
trivially
relevant
wrong?
properties and what? Okay, so I
So
mean,
like most people whenever
like
they think
I
murder
can
is
name
wrong, they just think you're taking away some
sure,
future
sure,
like
sure.
ours.
That's not what you're saying. Okay, yeah, but it just seems like some kind of name the trade thing. But yeah, I mean, first, I just don't think that there's like a specific property that attaches wrongness to rape or whatever the fuck, right? So if you like just do this
Most
process of
people
like
wait,
eliminating,
do you think
hold on,
that's
hold
how
on, hold
most
on,
people use
bro.
moral talk then?
You said what?
Do you think most people use moral talk in that sense
Yes,
then?
I was
Because
gonna.
wait,
Yeah,
chill.
I was gonna analogize that with how most
Uh-huh.
people use moral talk. Just let me
Wait,
finish
okay,
that.
so
Okay, so
just to be
yeah,
clear, wait, too. So you wait, chill, I just want to be clear. So you take the truth maker of moral claims to be some deflationist thing, right? Or like
deflation thing. It could be some coherentist or deflationist thing.
I
Both
don't
of them like don't
I
like
mean, okay, we
support
can talk. Okay, so
specific.
to be clear, do you have any sort of like relevant distinction between like for a statement that like how to word this? There is a tree outside, right? Obviously, the thing that would prove that or that would make that true is some like correspondence with external reality, or the cat is on the mat, and then the statement murder is wrong. Grammatically, they seem to take the same form. So, do you have any like reason like for your claim to work? You'd have to say that like wait, chill. For your claim to work, you'd have to say that suddenly we're invoking completely
What?
different theories of truth, completely
No,
arbitrarily, even though they take the
no.
exact
Firstly, I'm
same
not
form.
saying. Okay,
Right.
firstly, okay, dude. If I say murder is wrong, a statement is true in a deflationary way, then I would also have to like I would say the same about the tree or whatever the fuck, right? So the tree actually existing outside in reality, that doesn't have to be the truth maker for the claim. That could just be a justifier for the claim,
Wait,
like
do
the
you
fact
think that
that
like if we assign like what do you think like because I think people use truth in a pluralist sense. Do you think like if I you accept one theory of truth, you have to accept that that is what makes claims true universally?
no, I don't think that's entailed, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that
So
like I wouldn't have to. Okay, dude. All I'm
uh-huh.
saying is I wouldn't have to commit to this sense of oh yeah, this thing is true by this nature,
Yeah,
this thing
so
is
do
true
you
by
not
this
think that
nature.
like
I
okay,
don't,
then do you not think that that type of statement just also doesn't align with people's intuitions? Because again,
which
I
type of
think most yeah,
statement?
chill, I think most people would take that there's a tree outside would be something that you have to like or the thing that make it true is if I look outside and there is actually a tree rather than
No,
just true
I
like
think that's a justifier. Yeah, there's a difference between justification for a statement or a reason to believe in the statement
yeah,
and the truth maker for the statement,
obviously
right? So you're just yeah, okay, cool. A deflationist would if accept those being like justifications for the statement or like what's the name reasons to
no,
believe in the
okay,
statement,
look,
but
that
wouldn't
isn't the
accept the
thing I'm
nature.
disagreeing with. I'm asking you whether or not you think people's like intuitions about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whenever they're
Okay,
making statements, do they
I
align
would
with like
say
the claim you're making?
yeah. I mean, I would say that would depend on like introspection, but yeah, sure. Also, I
I
have like
mean,
other priors for
then I'd need some
deflationism.
empirical work for that too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. The problem is, okay, dude. The problem is, I'm not committed to making like a forward claim like this, right? Like, I'm not committed to like there being some kind of symmetry between this claim and this claim. It doesn't matter, right? the only thing that I'm committed to is there being a symmetry between a mathematical claim and a fucking moral claim or whatever the fuck, right? So, like, they're true in the same sense. That doesn't matter to me. And secondly, I have other
Wait, repeat the
priors
thing you
for
said. I was
perfectionism.
looking in the other server. What were you saying?
Okay, yeah. So, firstly, and I guess this would have to be the last thing because I really can't converse after this. But I'm not okay. It's not my burden to give you like empirical study for like what's the name, the tree thing and the moral thing, because I'm not committed to a claim
No,
that says there's a symmetry between a tree thing and the moral
no.
thing. The
The
only thing
reason
that I'm
why I'm
committed
asking
to.
you that, look, because I think you're confused as to why I'm asking you that. The reason as to why I'm asking you that is that if your type of like of the type of argument that you're giving for realism is something that is super committed onto like appealing to
No, it's
people's
not though.
intuitions, or it's like committed to us having these a priori intuitions, right? And then
Okay.
I explain to you that okay, one, I just disagree with us having those type of prior intuitions. That's one. But two, the other thing is if it leads to all of these same sorts of like entailments of things which would be, I
Doesn't lead
think
to the
people would
same.
consider to be unintuitive, then that would work against your
Yeah.
argument.
What? No, no, no. The people don't. Okay, wait. No, there's a difference between someone not having the same intuition when they talk about truth, which actually I don't even think anyone can make a claim about it, right? And them saying that it's unintuitive, right? So actually, for this to be any kind of defeater to what I'm saying, or any reason not to believe in what I'm saying, there would have to be like a sufficient basis to believe that
Yeah,
multiple people would find my thing unintuitive. So
yeah.
actually, the burden would be on
I mean,
you,
I mean,
right?
I
Like the
mean,
burden would be
you
on
can
you
look at
that
it this
people
way.
don't.
You can look at it this way, right? What's it called? This is like correspondence theory. Typically, I think everyone can agree on this. Is the theory of truth that is most widely accepted, right? So whenever like and like if
I don't
it's
know how the
uh,
because there's
are you
literally
are you serious?
there's
Like, do you want me to get you pulling on this?
no, because well, actually, sure, I don't know because literally I
Like,
saw a poll. I don't like. I won't make any strong claim on this, but I literally saw a
I've seen
poll with
every
like
single look every single time I'm looking at people's like what's it called, what type of theory of truth is most accepted, and from every single person I've spoken to, they all seem to accept that correspondence theory is the standard one. Like what I don't know is the correct one is up to like interpretation, but they seem to say
standard
that there's
one.
one which is the standard. But I can find you pulling on it, sure.
Yeah, I don't even know what I could just. I don't really care about this point. Why is like correspondence being standard like relevant?
Uh, well, give me a second now.
What, bro? Study doesn't matter, bro. Shino, I can't converse for long. You don't need to get the study, do you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
But what are you saying?
bro. Okay, I was saying, why is that relevant? Like, why
Yeah,
is
so the
correspondence?
fact that like okay, so assuming that there is some empirical study, but like if our intuitions seem to align very strongly with correspondence theory, however,
Okay,
the type of evidence that you're using for more realism
no.
seems to
Okay,
wait.
wait, say.
Okay, yeah, but
Okay,
it seems to commit us to some form of like deflationist like theory of truth,
uh-huh.
which seems to
Yeah,
clash heavily. Yeah, and the foundation of that is our intuition. But
bro.
then you'd also have to understand that our intuitions also seem to
Bro,
clash very heavily with something like deflationary
bro.
theory.
There's
Then
a
like
yes. There's a really big equivocation there, right? Okay, obviously my view uses like okay, the truth maker being like some a priori thing, which being intuition or something. But when I say they're true in like some deflationist sense, or I say they're true in some non-correspondent sense, there are other priors I have. There are other priors I have
wait, repeat
against
that.
correspondence theory. Okay, yeah. So I'm saying obviously like the introspection or sorry the intuition part, that's an important part of the argument. But that's not like what like my truth talk relies on, right? So when I say they're true in like some non-correspondent sense, well, actually, I don't even have to say that. But if I say that, um, I'm not just saying that because I have these intuitions. I have other priors. So just because other people intuitively differ with them, that's not going to be a reason against my view. Because I have other priors to doubt their intuitions. Because I have other priors against
Yeah,
what's the name?
obviously, look,
Correspondence
obviously, but
theory.
I take it that look, I take it that whenever we have like these type of set how to explain it, when you say that oh yeah we like the evidence for more realism is that we have these eight prior intuitions which seem to align with mathematical intuitions, and mathematical intuitions like seem to correspond to some reality, right, or seem to like be true. And
That's
then
true.
look, typically a more realist would also want to say that like things like rape, murder, killing innocent children, all of these type of things are wrong. And if look, I don't know how you proper, and this is my main issue. I don't know how you distinguish someone. It's like, let's say on some planet, there's the evil guys, the Skypians. All of them seem to have like, and they all like congregate on this one set thing. And this set thing is that they have this a priori intuition that rape, murder, killing innocent children. All of those are good things. How do you differentiate and how do you actually justify your a priori intuitions compared to theirs?
Okay, yeah. So you could just, you
More
don't
like
even
for
have
more
to.
realism. You can use either.
Yeah, you don't have to reconcile that, right? Like, because it could be like a natural aspect of, wait, what the fuck? Whose mic is that? Oh, it's yours. But okay, this period has to be the last thing I say because I have to. I don't. Okay, I have to go after this. But shit, what was I saying? Yeah, that doesn't have to be like reconciled because that doesn't entail a contradiction. Even if I say both of them are true, both of them could be like true as other statements. They don't even have to be incompatible. They would be incompatible if they were true by the word, like they were true in the same natural sense, right? But if it's like, okay, in one world people believe X thing, in some other world or like in some other planet people believe Y thing or whatever, there could just be different, fundamentally different statements that are fundamentally different reference.
Yeah.
So
how? Wait. Okay. So do you like deny even the possibility of somebody who means the exact same thing as you, and they're using the statement exactly the same, but instead of murder is bad that you say, they say murder is good, and they're brought up from like a completely different society on the planet. How would you reconcile that?
It's not. Yes, I would give some. Oh, yeah, we can't go over this, but I'll give some like convergence case. That's, we gotta end the convo there.
Yeah, I don't think there's a good evidence for convergence, but yeah, I got all I needed.
So hold on.